Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really interesting in the watch world.
Oh, yeah. What have we got?
It's the Vacheron Constantin Historiques American 1921.
Okay. The driver's watch.
Mm,
Classic, but different.
exactly. Our mission today is basically to unpack how this one watch manages to be so classic, almost formal, but also kind of quirky. We'll look at the design thinking and its history.
Sounds good. It's a great example of functional design becoming, well, iconic.
Totally. It really tells a story about function meeting elegance over time. So let's jump in.
All right. So the first impression visually, it's definitely got that formal classic vibe,
Mhm.
proper dress watch, looks great under a cuff.
Mm.
It just has that timeless high-end appeal that doesn't really follow trends.
Absolutely. It screams sophistication.
But it's not.
Then, when you
Yeah,
see it, the dial.
right. The shifted dial.
Yeah, it's not straight up and down. The whole thing is rotated, maybe 45 degrees.
How about that? Yeah.
It really makes you stop and think. It challenges what you expect a watch face to look like.
And that's the beauty of it. It wasn't just for looks, although it definitely adds character. It was uh, incredibly practical.
Practical how?
Think about driving, especially back in the early 20th century. You've got your hands on the wheel, right?
Okay.
This tilted dial meant you could just glance down and see the time easily without having to actually turn your wrist away from the wheel.
Ah, I see. So it was genuinely designed for drivers.
Precisely. A functional driver's watch before that was even really a category like it is today. Its form and function working together born from, a specific need.
That context adds so much depth. It's not just random quirkiness. And the name, Historic American 1921, that points to its roots,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. This isn't just inspired by an old design. It's a heritage reissue. Vacheron Constantin made a version very, very similar to this back in 1921.
Wow, really?
Yeah, mainly for the American market, hence the name. So wearing this is like having a direct connection to that era.
That's pretty cool, almost like wearing a piece of history.
It really is. And they stayed remarkably true to the original, down to another, let's say, intentional design choice.
Which is?
The crown placement. Look where the winding crown is.
Okay, yeah, it's not at the usual 3 o'clock. It's up between 1 and 2.
Right. And that's not just random either. If you look at the tilted dial, the number 12 lands right there.
Yeah, so the crown lines up perfectly with the top of the rotated dial.
Exactly. It keeps everything visually balanced, even with the unconventional layout. It's very considered.
Nice detail. Okay, for anyone wondering about the specs, what are we looking at?
Well, this version is 40 millimeters in diameter.
Mm.
It's a nice size for today, feels modern, but still has that vintage proportion on the wrist.
And the engine inside.
It's powered by Vacheron's own caliber 4400 AS. That's an in-house movement, manual winding.
Manual wind, right?
Yeah. The 4400 AS is really well regarded. It's reliable, beautifully finished, nothing too fussy, and it has a solid 65-hour power reserve.
So you wind it every couple of days. There's something nice about that ritual, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It connects you to the watch. And what we should probably mention the price point here.
Right. This level of history and craftsmanship doesn't come cheap.
No, it doesn't. The retail price is currently $42,600.
Okay, so that definitely puts it in the luxury category,
Yeah.
emphasizing the craftsmanship, the history, the Vacheron Constantin name.
For sure.
So wrapping this up, when you really look at the American 1921, you see how these design choices, the shifted dial, the crown placement, they aren't just little details. They fundamentally shape how the watch looks and how it works.
It's a fantastic reminder that beauty and practicality can absolutely go hand in hand. Sometimes the most elegant solutions come from solving a real-world problem.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate the thought process behind it.
And it shows how designs from, a century ago can still feel relevant and kind of innovative today. Heritage meeting utility. We shouldn't just dismiss old ideas.
That's a great point. Which leads us to a thought for you, the listener. What other everyday objects do you use that might be hiding a really clever functional design choice? Something maybe born from a specific historical need or aesthetic that you just haven't noticed before?